Hey, it's Cody. Today I am on here to complain. So if that's not your thing, then, move on. I don't care. So my topic of complaints for today is decks that don't have keywords that I wish did. Now none of these are tarot. These are all going to be oracle decks because yeah, I'm actually not a fan of tarot decks that have keywords, unless it's like specifically for a beginner or it's like kind of a weird system maybe that it might be helpful. I don't know. These are all oracle decks that I think the ideas are good. I like the artwork, things like that, but I just wish that they had keywords. And in all of these cases, the lack of keywords prevents me from using these decks as often as I would like to. So that's the topic for today. Okay. The first one is, please delete the state of this bag from your memory as soon as it disappears off the screen. Gone. Okay. This is the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle, I believe. Now, I don't remember who this deck is actually like created by and everything, but it is illustrated by Marilla Allwood. Now, the reason that I even purchased this deck in the first place was because I was, and still kind of am, super into the Force of Enchantment Tarot, who is also illustrated by Marilla Allwood. So my plan was to use these two decks together. I mean, it's absolute perfection to be by the same illustrator, so I love the way these cards look. We'll get this out here because I'm actually not talking about that one. I don't even know why I grabbed that. I love this artwork. I love Marilla Allwood's artwork. It's just, I feel like this deck could just really be powerful. My issue, as is the theme of this video, is that I wish this had keywords. Now, it's even actually more annoying than just... Let me grab the guidebook here. It's actually more annoying... Oh my god, where is it? Fuck. I actually don't know where the guidebook is, but okay, that's okay. I'll just explain it to you. I thought it was in that box, sorry. It's not like alphabetical order or anything. There's no numbers on these cards. As you can see, there are different colored borders. There's green, blue, brown, and red. And they're sort of separated into these four categories, and then alphabetical order within that, which that pisses me off. Like, just put them in here. I don't know. So the guidebook, I feel like I'm fighting with the guidebook whenever I use this deck, so as excited as I was to use this with the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, it turned out being really something that I actually don't reach for anymore, because of the lack of keywords, and additionally the fact that I just don't like the guidebook. I don't like how it's set up, so there was that. That makes me sad. Next up is, okay, this is the Animal Spirit Oracle by Kim Kranz, same creator as, the Wild Unknown Tarot. This is the Pocket Edition. Okay. Crystal, if you're watching this, I did finally find this. I don't know if you ended up getting it or if you want it, but let me know in the comments. If your name is Crystal and you're not watching this and you don't know, there's been no previous conversation about this, I'm not talking to you. Okay, so I struggle with Kim Kranz decks. Not that I struggle to, like, understand them. I just don't like them. Like, I don't know. I just don't like them. So, well, okay, I'll take that. That was kind of unfair. I do like, fuck. What's the round one? Archetypes or something like that. I do like that one. I do use that one. I probably should have grabbed that one because no, I shouldn't. Never mind. Erase that. Okay. Working with animals, I like animals. I like the idea of working with animals, but ultimately I don't really have much of my own associations with animals. So to just draw a card that says hawk or tarantula or phoenix, like, I feel like, okay, I guess everyone has associations with animals, but I don't think mine are generally what that means. If that makes sense, like, Okay, there are hawks in my area. My hawk story is one of my dogs, when we first got her, she's a little lab mix, and she's like, she's probably 30 pounds even now, because she was mixed with some other stuff that was quite a bit smaller. But when she was a puppy, a hawk swooped down and almost grabbed her, and my husband snatched her out of there in the nick of time. So, my general consensus is fuck hawks. So if I see this, I'm like, fuck that. Tarantulas. I live in a place in Colorado in the U.S. where we're in the middle of a tarantula migration. So late October, early November, we have tarantulas just traversing the fucking ground outside. It's really not my favorite thing. Also, they're not the coolest tarantulas. Like, they're technically tarantulas, but they're not really that cool. I've only seen a couple of like these furry ones, kind of like the kind people might keep as pets or something. Mostly they kind of suck. They just dig these little perfectly round holes. I've tried to like watch them hunt, but they do it at night. It's not that cool. Like, it's just not. So I'm like, disappointment. Fuck hawks. Phoenix, that's not even a real animal. Starfish, I'm landlocked. I don't think I've ever encountered a starfish. Lakes with fish on them around me are stocked. Fire ants are a major fucking problem where I live. Like, they're not, my animal associations suck. They're not something that would give me like a good message. So then I got to get in the guidebook, and here's the thing. When I'm already working with a deck that I kind of don't like, I don't feel like getting out the guidebook. I don't have the patience for the shit. So, yeah. That's my beef with that one. Okay. People that might hate me for this. I'm sorry, I'm opening a bag here. This is the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. I wish that this had... Okay, I wish a lot of things about this deck. Starting, I think, with this fucking font. What in fuck? But I like the artwork, okay? What I don't like the font. And also, I don't like this guidebook. Okay, I know that a lot of people think the guidebook is cute or funny. To me, personally, I think it's corny. I don't like getting in it. I'm trying to read a message and I'm cringing the entire time. Like, it actively makes me not want to work with this deck. It's the guidebook specifically. So if this had some keywords, like, also I don't like these cards. I don't appreciate them. They're just like shitty filler. There, I said it. Filler. But I want to like this deck more than I do. And it's really the guidebook. Like, here's the thing. Sometimes I just think of this deck out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, Christ. Fairies has a message for me. But I would never use it anytime outside of that. I wouldn't reach for this. And the reason is the fucking guidebook. I don't like the guidebook. It's annoying to me. And if it had keywords, I feel like I could just go on those and skip having to go to the guidebook. So yeah, that's my possibly a hot take for that. Yeah. I've had this deck for so long, and like, I would never get rid of it, but I'm never happy while I'm using it. Do you ever have decks that you feel like that about? I don't know. Maybe you don't. Okay. This is a previously mentioned deck. This is called the Zamer Twins Oracle. I have a couple of complaints about this deck too. Now, I don't actually know which edition this is. Second, maybe? Yeah, edition 2. Now, this is by the same guy that did the Deviant Moon Tarot, Patrick Valenza. I like his work. I have a lot of decks that he has made. I like the artwork for this. There's 2 problems that I have. The first one, actually both of these might have been fixed. Because I think there's a 3rd edition out now, some people were saying. I didn't look to make sure, but I don't like the sharp corners. I have a corner rounder, but I'm afraid it's going to bite in so far that it bites into like the actual picture part of it. I don't know. Also, some of these you can just pretty easily tell what's supposed to be happening as far as card meanings. But instead of getting like a physical or even just like a little white book or a guidebook of any sort with this deck, what you get is a link to download a PDF. I complained in a previous video, but I'll do it again. I don't like having to get up a fucking PDF to look up what a card means. If having to look at a guidebook already irritates me some, like, I certainly don't want to have to pull out or have to get out my phone. Like, I don't like having my phone when I'm doing a reading. You know what I mean? Like, it's a thing that's separate from technology and shit, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me problem, but having to get my phone, having to pull up the fucking PDF and scroll to fucking find, like, that pisses me off, man. I have been told by more than one person, though, that the newer edition of this, Zamer Twins Oracle, does have a physical guidebook. I don't know if it's like a little white book or what, but yeah, that pisses me off. So I do wish that these would just have keywords and make my life easier. I have barely used this deck, and it's literally because of the PDF guidebook. I bought this when I was getting a different deck from the Deviant Moon Etsy page. I was getting a pack of Marseille deck. Right? Yeah. To use as playing cards, I pulled out, like, the majors and the... what was it? Knights or somebody. Whoever the fuck you pull out. It's not part of, like, a playing card deck. And I was using that for a book club, and I grabbed that too, and I literally haven't used it. It's been months and months. Okay, here's one more that I have complained about. This is the Seed and Sickle Oracle deck. This is the mass market version. It's by, what do you call it with its dumbass boxes? Liminal 11. This deck pisses me off multiple ways too. Okay, first of all, what in fuck is this shit? I hate the Liminal 11 packaging is fucking shit, okay? If you like it, go for it. I don't need to hear about it in the comments, but personally, I hate it. All right, so I go back and forth on wanting to pass this deck along. Right now, I'm in a no, I need to keep it staged, but I love the artwork of this deck. I love the color choices are beautiful. Just the artwork of this is so amazing. This was indie before it got picked up for mass market. That's why I specified that it was the mass market. Wow, I've had like 3 cups of coffee today, sorry. But as you can see, no keywords. Now here's the thing. If you're somebody who works with plants and herbs and shit, you probably have associations with this stuff. I wish that I gave a shit about plants. The problem is that I just don't. Like, I appreciate them existing, you know, but as far as like any actual spell work or like workings or anything like that, it's not a thing I would ever reach for. I mean, I have a couple. I would use chamomile or lavender, but ultimately it's just not my thing. Yeah, see, I'm looking at this and like I could never get rid of this. But not only does the lack of keywords piss me off, also the guidebook is also not just a guidebook. It's 2 guidebooks. I understand this was supposed to be like a novelty maybe or something, but there's a dusk guidebook and a dawn guidebook. So say I draw Ragwort, or 36. So you get in here, like, I don't even know how you're supposed to tell. I don't remember. I'm sure I did know, but like, what fucking number am I on? I don't know if I'm supposed to be reading the dusk one or the dawn one. Like, so instead of just looking it up, okay, I'll show you, because these are not just like reversed meanings either. They are legitimately just different meanings for the most part. Okay, so if I'm in the dawn guidebook and I've drawn Ragwort, is seen as an invasive weed by many, also the valuable sole food source for the striking cinnabar moth. You may have been feeling lately that what you have to offer does not fulfill what others want from you, but you have your own unique skill set to provide which others cannot. You may simply be growing in the wrong place, or it may be that the person who will value you above others has not yet appeared. Stay true to yourself and you will be feeling appreciated soon. Okay, so then I go to this one though, and here we've got, no matter how far you walk, your footsteps are being tangled up in weeds, slowing you down and obscuring your path. These weeds are your regrets and guilty conscience, which you have been carrying for years without ever learning from them. Wallowing in negative feelings without ever seeking to redeem yourself may feel good in the moment, but eventually they will overcome you and engulf you entirely. Break free and learn to embrace and move on from these feelings. Okay, so those aren't meanings that really, like, you can't just read both of them and sort of fit them together because they just don't really go together. Like, the whole thing is confusing. The guidebook thing, I tried to defend it at first. I was like, oh no, that's a cute idea. But like, actually no, it irritates me and it makes me not use the deck. I can't get rid of it, but yeah. So also look at this. So you got to have this little cardboard in here to support. Okay, so the guidebooks go in. The cardboard is in there because the cards in the guidebook are not the same size, so that takes up the space. Like, that's... Who designed this? And why does this keep happening? Like, this is definitely not the only deck package that Liminal 11 has made like this. Dislike. I'm not getting rid of it, but... Alright, I got two more. This one, I'd like to apologize in advance. This is a weird one for me to even have. Like, why do I have this? Actually, I know why I have this. There's another account on here that I like to watch, but I also, like, kind of disagree with a lot of things that happen on that channel. Excuse me. And but for some reason I saw that this person had this deck, and I dearly wanted to be part of me wants to be her or be her friend or be like her, but also another part of me is like, what the fuck? Okay, anyway, somebody else unknowingly made me purchase this deck. There is nudity in this. I don't even know how you say that. I suspect it's French. This is one of those low Scarabeo decks where there's, 3 or 4 languages in here, and, like, you might think that the guidebook looks reasonable, but it's actually just only a couple pages of what your language is, so that sucks, assholes. But, alright, this one, again, it's just not... It doesn't tell you what the fuck these cards are about. The guidebook, I think the guidebook is interesting. I kind of like it. But sometimes I'm just not in the mood. Like, okay, the number one way that I use decks, Oracle, Tarot, any of them, is daily draws. Like, it just is. And it pisses me off sometimes to have to pull out the guidebook for something that I just want to be, like, quick. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make me an asshole? I don't know. I do like the guidebook for this. There's, like, these weird sexual overtones of, like, this lady and the wolf. I don't exactly know what is supposed to be happening here. But yeah, I really love this card. Very cool. Like, I could look at this and say to myself, okay, this looks like something terrible is lurking beneath the surface. But if I go to the guidebook, like, I don't know. It's not necessarily... The artwork on the cards isn't necessarily representative of what the card meaning says, which is weird. That's weird. Oh. Okay, so, yeah. Oh, Jesus, I thought that was something else. Okay, I like this deck. It's a weird one for me to like, alright? And I would like to apologize for having shown you that on this channel, but, like... Okay, here's my final one. This is a deck that I've had for years, and I think I have tried to use it like twice. And this is the one that makes me the saddest because I love the artwork of this. This deck is so beautiful to me. This is the Nocturne Oracle. Okay, this is by, I believe, Creeping Moon. Right? Who did the Anima Mundi Oracle or whatever? I think. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. Yeah, I'm correct. Okay. Jesus, for a minute I thought I was making shit up. Okay, look at this deck. Let's just gaze in awe of the shit in this deck, okay? The black backgrounds, the sort of dark, sparse, maybe, artwork on this. I mean, again, if you've got good associations that you feel like you can pull usable, practical meanings out of with some of these things, that would be one thing. But as it stands, for me personally, it's just not always something... Okay, snow. But again, here's a starfish. Bitch, I don't know what a starfish means. Kelp? I don't know. Grasshoppers? A frog? Like, okay. Holy shit, look at this card. I am obsessed with manta rays. If I had to pick, like, one ocean creature and everyone else could die. No, why did I say it like that? Okay, they're my favorite. Okay, a rat. The coral snake specifically. I don't know. I don't know. So this fucker. Then I end up having to pull out the damn guidebook, and I feel okay. The way this deck is illustrated really it almost takes me out of this world, out of the mundane sort of space into like this almost magical nighttime area. And then having to stop and look at printed words on a page, it almost pulls me out of it, if that makes sense. I don't even know if I'm making sense. I'm just saying shit, okay? But I'm trying to explain my feelings, okay? One time I saw somebody say, words aren't feelings, and that fucked me up so bad. But I'm trying to explain them with words, okay? I'm never going to get rid of this deck. It's fucking gorgeous. And I wish that I didn't get so easily irritated by having to go to the guidebook. Like, I feel like we could stick a guide or a keyword or two on these, This fucking moonstone, god damn. Like an ocelot, a caiman specifically, hyenas. I don't have any associations with so much of this. But I love it so much. Like, okay, I do have an association with a mountain lion. There's like this really big staircase in the mountains called the Manitou Incline in the state where I live, and people get attacked by mountain lions and like see bears and shit there all the time, so I'm automatically just like, the incline. That's not helpful. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, the point is, we're gonna just look at this whole deck because I love it. But let's normalize putting keywords on Oracle decks, okay? Let's work on that, okay? Let's, as a community, decide that's a thing we're going to start doing more often, because it makes the decks hard to work with. Like, I know that makes me sound fucking lazy or shitty or something, but, like, realistically, I want fucking keywords, okay? But also not stupid keywords. Oh, man. Okay. So anyway, yeah, those are the decks that I'm being prevented from using as often as I would like to because they don't have fucking keywords. Thanks for watching, bye.